Welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. It's my great pleasure to invite back one of my favorite silver company, Argenta Silver. Welcome, Joaquin.
Thank you, Chen. It's a pleasure to be again here with you, fresh coming back from Argentina.
Oh, great. Tell us how's it going? I saw a lot of very interesting drilling results, very high grade. We're talking about kilogram silver, and then you have made another new discovery. We'll talk about maybe a little bit later.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm just coming from Argentina. It's summer down there. You know that in the southern hemisphere, between October and April is the summer season, and that's when we take this advantage of the weather to start looking for different places and drilling all the places that we want to drill. We have identified during 2025 in between 10 to 15 drill targets that we want to pursue. That's what we call the exploration potential of El Quevar project. And on the other side, we still have those 50 million ounces of pure silver combined in between indicated and inferred, only in one deposit. And as we have been discussing before, this deposit, it's plunging towards one side, and the end of the deposit, it's completely open. So we are drilling step outs there. Last year, we disclosed one really successful step out 70 meters away from the end of the known envelope. So there is a lot of potential on expanding the resource, but at the same time, we are being very aggressive on exploration, Chen, because we want to make new discoveries. We want to find where these fluids full of silver had been navigating, and I believe that when we find that volume of rock, we are going to find another deposit very similar to the one that we have already.
Oh, wow. So the source of it, maybe even bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you seems hit a very interesting target. You hit some copper and gold recently. I know Barrick has been looking very hard at this many years ago for gold. So what did they tell you? What's the indication for this deposit?
So this is a part of the strategy that I have been telling investors and the audience since the very beginning that we are applying. We are applying a very methodological and systematic way of exploration. We have top class people in place, and we are developing this step by step. So when you start understanding the information, when you start understanding the things and the futures of the region and the locality, it's when you can bring drill holes that will be such successful drill holes as the one that we just disclosed during this week, which is a new discovery. This new target, it's called Carmen. We drilled 44 meters at 0.57 grams per ton of gold and 0.58% copper. So this is giving us a lot of new breath, a new air to start exploring those kind of things. If you think about the grade and the thickness, it starts to smell like more a porphyry than an epithermal, right? So we are starting to explore those avenues. We still are Argenta Silver. We're still looking for silver, and our surface team has covered a lot of new ground, and that it's going to bring us more targets to drill by the end of the Argentine summer.
All right. Wow. Excellent. So you basically are drilling along, and then you suddenly found maybe there's some porphyry. Maybe this happened at different time.
Yeah, and that's a great question. So just to get a little bit technical, but not that much, so I don't get anybody afraid of the words. This is a volcanic complex, and it's very, very big. It's the second largest volcanic complex. It's not a volcano. A volcano, it's a single cone. The volcanic complex is the multiplicity of this magma coming up and building up a complex of volcanoes. We have counted between 15 to 20 volcanic centers right inside our property, meaning that all this fluid is coming up with a lot of fluids that are bringing metal up, and you have different phases. So that's the potential that has El Quevar. this multiplicity and multipulses of events. One of them is the one that obviously brought the silver up. This silver came in huge amounts. As you have seen before, we drilled last year 1 meter at a record-breaking result of 18 and almost a half kilogram of silver per ton. This is telling us that the fluids are oversaturated in silver, that they have a lot of silver, and that this silver has to come from somewhere. And as I was explaining to somebody before, the fluids on a mineral system, they are like a bus. They have, let's say, 20 seats. You can fill the seats with whatever you want. Men, women, or children, right? But you only have 20 seats. This is the same with these fluids. They were carrying kilograms of silver. So that's the bus, the fluid. We need to understand, okay, if that's the capacity of the fluid, that's the ability of the fluid to bring that much silver, how much gold, how much copper it could have been able to carry. So we are expecting to find this kind of grades. The results that we disclosed, they were with a 6%, 8% copper in some meters of those 44. So this is a very powerful system with a lot of potential for the future, for future discoveries.
Wow. So they're very high grade. Those are things that are very high grade. So do you know it's this created before or after or similar time frame of silver?
It's too soon for us to understand this. This discovery has been made last week or the week before, really, and we are starting to understand what is going on. There is much more to understand. We need to put a little bit deeper drill holes in the area. And this is, Chen, this is just a little portion of this massive place.
Big, yeah, you have a big claim. I remember years ago, Barrick was really knocking on the door and then trying to find gold. They think even though there's a silver deposit, but this geologically could be a world-class gold deposit somewhere.
Yes. And when you have this amount of fluids coming in, this huge volcanic complex, it's logical to think that there has to be more than one thing on place, right? Every exploration area that we have, with all this amount of potential, has 4 kilometers diameter. We have 2 of those. So it's 2 valleys of 4 kilometers that are full of these evidences of gold, copper, silver. We found last year samples on surface that were reaching the upper detection limit of the laboratory. We are talking about 20 kilograms per ton.
Wow.
Surface samples with visible silver. So 20 kilograms per ton of silver, it's a lot.
Yeah. Wow. That's very impressive. So you're going to follow up with the drilling campaign this year?
Yes.
Those done?
Yes. That target, for example, is one of the targets that we are that we are pursuing. That's one of the targets that we are very, very much interested on drilling. And we just came out from a financing. We got a bought deal of $23 million. That was 1 share at 80 cents, no warrant at all. So our treasury is around over $40 million, which is going to help us a lot to develop more of these targets, run more geophysics. And there is something also very important. The money that we are allocating to the resource, it's not only for drilling. We will be running geophysics on the resource, but as well we will be doing some metallurgy on the resource during 2026. So we will have newer metallurgical results probably for this year.
Oh, wow, great, excellent. Finally, just touch a little bit about your plan to grow the company. You're looking for more projects around in Argentina or just in general or South America?
No, not only Argentina. When we created this company with Frank Justra, the idea was to scale this up into a much larger company, starting with El Quevar, which is a great asset with a lot of future. But the idea is to make Argenta Silver a company that has a producing asset or multiple assets in Latin America. So we are looking in Latin America. We are very actively looking at different assets. And hopefully we will see some results from that work very soon.
Okay, great, Joaquin. Hopefully to hear some good news, more continued drilling results, and maybe other news as well.
Hopefully. Thank you very much for
Okay,
having me
thank
here.
you.